Hello, everyone. My name is Minister Lydia L. and I humbly serve on the Metro Ministry Board of Directors. This is my third year serving on the board, and it has been a blessed experience. Currently, I serve both on the grants and the fundraising teams. I also serve in leadership at Barnes United Methodist Church over our mission and outreach ministries and our ministry teams of ministries. Today, my Wednesday Lenten reflection comes from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 12, verses 22 through 31, and verse 34 of the NIV version. It reads, "Then Jesus said to his disciples, 'Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens. They do not sow or reap. They have no storeroom or barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds. Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? Consider how the wildflowers grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today, and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will he clothe you, you of little faith? And do not set your heart on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about it. For the pagan world runs after such things, and your Father knows that you need them. But seek his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. For where your treasure is, there your heart will also be." As I journey through this text, I reflect upon the challenges of 2020, the year of COVID-19, a year forever documented of the worldwide pandemic, the year where isolation and separation, depression, hunger, unemployment, housing, anger, injustice, and yes, just plain increased worry seemed to be the prescription mandated to survive through it all. This past weekend, I met a man during our Barnes United Methodist Church feeding ministry who repeatedly shared that he was recently out of prison. Just out, he said. He kept mentioning that he no longer had Skype, which led me to ask how long had he been in prison. He shared that he had been in there for quite a while. I quote, "for a minute," he actually said. This man was hungry, homeless, and cold, with only the clothes that he was wearing as he stood in front of me, craving for listening, compassionate ears. He was desperate for a coat with a hat, some clothes, a meal or two. He wanted help. Unfortunately, we don't have many adult coats up in our clothing ministry, but I asked one of my ministry colleagues if she didn't mind taking him upstairs to our clothing ministry to see if they could find a men's coat for him. Eventually, he did find a smaller size light jacket with a hood and a few articles of clothing. But he was appreciative God had clothed him. I had packaged up 2 meals for him and requested drinks of water he asked for. God had fed him. Along with his gratitude, he said, "They don't give you any heat in there. You know what I mean? They say I'll be back, back in jail." He says he doesn't want to go back, but he has no hope that he'll remain out. He was worried. During the final part of our conversation, as I'm trying to encourage him to choose in his own mind and his own spirit that he can make it, that he's worthy, but he has to believe in himself and not only pray, but believe in God. He says, "I used to pray. It don't work out for me. I have the devil with me and in my way." My God. So I get it. Human nature dictates to be concerned, to worry, to perhaps feel hopeless. He's homeless, feeling hopeless, with no place and no place in mind to go, and no one. He's worried. This brought back to me something experienced that I had with someone that I love, and it still bothers me. So during this, my Lenten moment, as we who has other challenges and concerns in our lives, let's reflect on the goodness of God and remember his word says, "Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very thing, why do you worry about it?" and that your Father knows that you have need of these human basic necessities. As we pray and lift in our prayers this man and so many others like him, let's remind ourselves during this season of sowing and giving. May we continue to seek after God's kingdom, believing that God will continue to provide for the least of these, such as this man and so many families of children that are struggling and concerned about making their ends meet. Let's continue to do our part and watch God do his. Let's invoke God to use us as his vessels to provide, to give. There are several ways that you have been a blessing or can support Metro Ministries in its mission to support many ministries and projects throughout Central Indiana. Metro Ministries connects, convenes, and communicates with over 100 United Methodist churches in several Central Indiana counties so that members and the communities that they serve are empowered, engaged, and equipped to more effectively meet the needs of their community. We at Metro are intentional about building relationships with these communities and organizations and facilities that help address needs and make positive impacts in lives. I am proud to share one such positive community impact made as a result of being one of the 2020 recipients of a Metro Ministries grant. My You Feed Them missional food pantry at my church, Barnes United Methodist, sponsors an annual initiative every second Saturday in August called Community Resource Day. It's our back-to-school community-wide event that engages in ministry for those under-resourced families of school-aged children and their well-being. Our 2020 Back-to-School Community Resource Day was our third one. In spite of its challenges to adapt to the sudden COVID-19 restrictions, was a tremendous success. Along with the much-needed major contribution of Metro Ministries grant, other sponsorships were needed, such as Shoe Carnival in Zionsville and other community resources. Through early registration, we were able to bless the little feet of 238 school-aged children plus 2 emerging adults. In addition, we distributed 267 supply-filled backpacks. To witness the smiles of the children as their feet were sized and as they received so much in their new book bags was rewarding enough. One little boy took his old shoes off and he put on his new shoes and passed them to me and said, "Here." And I went, "Well, don't you want to keep them?" He said, "No, new shoes." To God be the glory. Then to see have their parents express such gratitude was all due to God, providing and knowing that they had need of such things. In addition, we gave away 16 beautiful and useful raffle gifts and 63 additional summer sandals for children. Equally as important were the local community agencies that continue to partner with us. Their presence speaks volumes to the community recipients. It shows that they care and are there to offer resources, services, and or literature. If they were not present, we had what I call our lit bag, a literature bag filled with their resources that they were able to share that we gave to each signed recipient. So I'm grateful for Shalom Healthcare Center and SHIP and Anthem and IU Health, IMPD Northwest, Oak Street Health, Familia Dental, Second Helpings, Fraternity Order of Police, Indianapolis Mayor's Office, and so many others that come along and partner and support us. I'm extremely grateful to Metro Ministries and to those of you that continue to donate to Metro Ministries. So grant programs and initiatives such as ours can continue to serve the community as we build relationships to better equip the communities with the needs that they have. Over 20 volunteers united together at my Community Resource Day from diverse backgrounds to help make the experience safe, fun, and successful. Overall, the community served and was served. Now with my fundraising hat on, your generous direct donations to Metro Ministries will continue to help grant-requested programs such as mine and all the other initiatives continue to serve and help meet the need of those we serve, the individuals, the children, the single parents, the families, all across Central Indiana. Your donations, your gift, will reach and touch the heart of many. For where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. Blessings, and may God double your portion.